Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Rasbihari Radha Rasbihari Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Vishnupad Paramsa Parivrajagacharya Asata Sata Shimadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Hajas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद शुद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की. श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गौप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की. वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, मायपनुदीप धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगमय की, यमुनामय की, तुलसी महारानी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद डांसिंग कृष्ण प्रोग्राम की, श्री श्री गांधर्विका गिरिधारी महाप्रभु की, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की, श्रीनिवास बालाजी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है अब सबसे अपना सेल फोन साइलेंट पे रखिए. मेरा आई हैव ए रूल इन माय क्लास ड्यूरिंग जन्माष्टमी टाइम. इफ एनीबडीज फोन रिंग्स, they have to sponsor one kalash. It's only 51,000 rupees. During now this time they have to sponsor 500 Bhagavad Gitas. Right? So if anybody's phone rings, I'm giving concession. 100 Gitas you have to sponsor. Okay? So take care. Phone doesn't ring. My phone also doesn't ring. Huh? Agreed? Huh? Take out 4th chapter, 9th verse. Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. सब लोग, everybody is not saying. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. While hearing Bhagavad Gita class, when we say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, one should remember Krishna teaching Bhagavad Gita on the chariot of Arjuna. During Bhagavatam class, when we say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, we should remember Krishna playing flute. Right? You can remember. For everything, remembrance is very important. We should engage our mind for everything. Like that. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, text number 9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so arjuna. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so arjuna. How many of you you want to go back to Godhead in this life itself? Okay? If you want to go back to Godhead, then you remember this verse. Huh? Such an important verse. You go back home and memorize this verse. And I will explain something on this verse and meditate on the topics, contents. Then in this life itself, you will go back to Godhead. It's so easy. Huh? That's why Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is so simple, you may miss it. No complication, no rituals, no Karmakanda. Huh? Understand this verse. Okay. Please chant this verse. Somebody who can recite? Anyone else? Anyone else? Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. The Lord's descent from his transcendental abode is already explained in the 6th verse. One who can understand the truth of the appearance of the personality of Godhead is already liberated from material bondage, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting this present material body. Such liberation of the living entity from the material bondage is not at all easy. The impersonalists and the yogis attain liberation only after much trouble and many births. Even then, the liberation they achieve, merging into the impersonal Brahmajyoti of the Lord, is only partial. And there is the risk of returning to this material world. But the devotee, simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of the Lord, attains the abode of the Lord after ending this body and does not run the risk of returning to this material world. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that Lord has many forms and incarnations. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Although there are many transcendental forms of the Lord, they are still one and the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. One has to understand this fact with conviction, although it is incomprehensible to mundane scholars and empiric philosophers. As stated in the Vedas, Eko Deva Nitya Lilanurakto Bhakta Vyapi Hridi Antaratma. The one Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally engaged in many transcendental forms in relationships with his unalloyed devotees. This Vedic version is confirmed in this verse of Bhagavad Gita personally by the Lord. He who accepts this truth on the strength of the authority of the Vedas and of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who does not waste time in philosophical speculations, attains the highest perfectional stage of liberation. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can, without a doubt, attain liberation. Underline. I'll read that. Prabhupada is writing. Simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can, without a doubt, attain liberation. The Vedic version, Tattvamasi, is actually applied in this verse. Anyone who understands Lord Krishna to be the Supreme, and or who says unto the Lord, you are the same Supreme Brahman, the Personality of Godhead, is certainly liberated instantly, and consequently his entrance into the transcendental association of the Lord is guaranteed. In other words, such a faithful devotee of the Lord attains perfection, and this is confirmed by the following Vedic assertion. Tameva viditvati mrityum eti nanya panta vidyate anaya. One can attain the perfect stage of liberation from birth and death simply by knowing the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there is no other way to achieve the liberation. That there is no alternative means that anyone who does not understand Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is surely in the mode of ignorance, and consequently he will not attain salvation, simply so to speak, by licking the outer surface of the bottle of honey or by interpreting Bhagavad Gita according to mundane scholarship. Such empiric philosophers may assume very important roles in the material world, but they are not necessarily eligible for liberation. Such puffed up mundane scholars have to wait for the causeless mercy of the devotee of the Lord. One should therefore cultivate Krishna consciousness with faith and knowledge, and in this way attain perfection. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshta Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalptarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye. Hare Krishna. What is actually ritual? Ritual means everybody follows rituals in this material world. Just like somebody, especially in Mumbai, they have local trains. Has anybody traveled in local train in Mumbai? Once I called one devotee, one person, around 11:30, 12 o'clock. I asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Prabhuji, I am taking massage." बच्चों को कंट्रोल करेंगे? Then I said, "What this time? What massage? You no office or what?" No, Prabhuji, I am going to office in the local train. I am getting free massage. In the local train, like that. That is. So they have, in Mumbai, Virar to Churchgate and Churchgate to Virar. There is a station, Virar, where housing is very cheap. And Churchgate, where many offices are there. So every day, they wake up, they quickly take bath, and they eat some vada pav. And they have to catch 7:05 Churchgate local. Right? They have to run. And then while coming back, 6:32, Virar local. For that, they have to do all the activities so that they catch 7:05 Churchgate local, and then while coming back, they catch 6:32 Virar local. That is ritual. They follow this ritual throughout their life. Then only they get money. Prabhupada was crying one day that these people are made to travel from Churchgate to Virar, Virar to Churchgate, because they cannot give up the association of a woman at home. People, they make you work very hard, giving you hope that you can enjoy in future. Once there are two donkeys, right? One donkey's name is Satyam, another donkey's name is Chalam. This Satyam donkey, he was actually, he lived in a town, nearby town, so he became very intelligent. The Satyam understood that this Dobi is cheating because whatever grass he is giving, I can get on the bank of a river. Why should I work for him? Right? That is why most foolish animal in this world is a donkey. So he went to meet his friend in village, Chalam. So he is working for a Dobi. Then the Satyam told Chalam that, "Hey, this Dobi is cheating you. This Dobi is cheating you. Whatever grass he is giving, you will get it on the bank of river free of cost. So stop working." "Are, you don't know why I am working." I said, "What?" "Other day, his daughter is doing mischief. So he was chastising her. सुधर जाओ, नहीं तो गधा को देके शादी करा दूंगा. I am hoping for that day. मेरा कभी शादी होगा. This modern civilization is like that. They are making you work hard. You know, hoping that, you know, you will get some pleasure. But actually, there is no happiness in this material world. Right? You must understand. But, you know, they make you follow all these rituals, you know. That is also a ritual. Ritual means doing an activity everyday basis, same time, you know, same way. Right? That is why Prabhupada said this whole modern civilization is built in such a way that they make you forget self-realization. They make you forget Krishna. Right? They make you forget Krishna. Hoping that by doing all this, by earning money, by getting married, I will be very happy. Right? You know, I will tell you one joke. Once, one doctor, he was newly appointed in a mental hospital. He was taken on a round. You know, he was taken on a round. And then he was introducing. And then he saw one person. Right? And that person was crying, Kavita, Kavita, Kavita. They said, what happened? No, this guy, he loved a one girl called Kavita. उन्होंने छी कर दिया, you know, she break up कर दिया. That is why he is crying, Kavita, Kavita, Kavita. And after few beds, he went. And there is one more guy. You know, he was also crying. Kavita, Kavita, Kavita. And then, who is this guy? He was the husband of same Kavita. You know? So Prabhupada said, शादी का लड्डू जो खाया वो भी पछताता है, और नहीं खाया वो भी पछताता है. Right? So this world is like that, hoping to become happy, but there is no happiness. But you have to undergo this ritual of going to school, going to college, getting a degree, all that, you know, yeah, all this marriage, working hard, then there is no happiness. Right? But if you perform an activity with a spirit of satisfying Krishna, it becomes spiritual. समझ में आया? If you perform an activity, you know, with a view to satisfy Krishna, then it becomes spiritual. So, what we do in ISKCON temples is spiritual. Right? I don't know about Bangalore. In Mumbai, they have nightclubs. Here also they have nightclubs. So they go to nightclub. You know, in the nightclubs, entry for women is free. And the boy without a girlfriend, they will not allow. You know, inside, you know, like, you know, there is a ritual like that. Then they like that, and then they go with a girlfriend, and then they, you know. So that is very expensive, you know. That is why there is one saying, there is no romance without finance. You know, without finance, like that. That is why I don't mind. Sometimes I crack some jokes. एक जोक है, बचपन में टीचर, you know, एक आदमी का लाइफ स्टोरी है ये, राइट? लाइफ स्टोरी है. बचपन में टीचर मुर्गा बनाती है, राइट? मुर्गा बनाती है. जब बड़ा होने के बाद गर्लफ्रेंड उल्लू बनाती है. और शादी के बाद पत्नी गधा बनाती है. Right? So it is they go to nightclub and they have to spend lot of money on the girlfriend, and they go and they spend money, they drink, they become intoxicated, they dance, they come back and they have a problem of hangover. Next day, uska mummy or somebody has to give majjiga, buttermilk or nimbu pani, hangover khatam hone ke liye, right? And then there's a lot of expenditure and all that. But in ISKCON, we have morning club. Mangalarti, morning club. So our Radha Rasbihari Mangalarti is very famous. There are many people who attended Radha Rasbihari Mangalarti and became devotees instantly. They look very beautiful during Radha Rasbihari, during Mangalarti time, and they're smiling and without all this. One devotee went to Vrindavan temple, one of our devotees. He went to Vrindavan temple. Where is the Lord? Flowers ही दिख रहा है पड़ रहा है. Only flowers everywhere. You know, एक के ऊपर दूसरा माला, इधर माला, उधर माला. Where is the Lord? He was searching for the Lord in Vrindavan. All flowers, flowers. But during Mangalarti, no flowers. You know, ekdam completely beautiful form of the Lord you can see. Then everybody takes bath. There is no expense. No girlfriends and all, right? And then they come, they drink the beauty of Radha Rasbihari or Gandharvika Giridhari, and devotees become intoxicated, and they dance in the kirtan, you know, experiencing joy, right? And then there is no hangover. Right? This is called a morning club. How many of you want to join morning club? Very good. Right? Those who are living far away, come, at least try to come at least on Sundays, Mangalarti. Right? Attending Mangalarti is the most important thing in the world. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, disciple was there, Ratisekar or somebody. His brother is a small boy studying some 8th standard, 9th standard. He used to come after the school. He would stay back in Gaudi Math, Bagbajar Mandir, and attend Mangalarti and go back to the school. And there are some envious devotees who went and complained to Bhaktisiddhanta that Prabhupada, this boy is not doing any service. You know, he simply comes, go to the school, take nice prasad, attend Mangalarti, and goes back. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta called him. Said, boy, why are you staying in the temple? He said, I love to attend Mangalarti. Right? I love to attend Mangalarti. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta quoted a verse by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He said, anybody who attends Mangalarti and have darshan of Aarti ceremony being performed to Radha Rasbihari, after the life is over, Radha and Krishna will engage that person in their personal service. Right? So that is why take trouble and attend Mangalarti. You know, it's a very beautiful ritual. You know, keep it as, you know, then you attend the Mangalarti with a spirit of satisfying Krishna. You know, then it becomes spiritual. And so you should follow this ritual. You know, you follow this ritual. And so those who are living nearby, they can come every day Mangalarti, or a few days in a week, or those who are living far away, are very busy, at least come on Saturday, Sunday and attend Mangalarti. You know, it's a, you will make a 1,000-fold advancement by attending Mangalarti regularly. Right? For all these things, you have to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Mumbai, when Prabhupada came to Mumbai first time, in Nepean Sea Road, they have hired a flat, and they, this Radha Rasbihari deities, Prabhupada's favorite deities, most beautiful deities in the entire world. Prabhupada used to carry the photograph. Once, one gentleman, he went to Australia, Sydney. And then the devotees have given him very good reception, and then they gave him very nice prasad and all. So he liked it so much that in Australia, so he promised that I will gift you Radha Krishna deities to you. So when he came back to Mumbai, he ordered 2 sets of deities, Radha Krishna deities. Right? One set of deities he sent to Australia. And then because they changed the address, the deities have come back. They have come back. And then those 2 sets of deities, that time Prabhupada was in Mumbai, that gentleman gifted these 2 sets of deities to Prabhupada. And then there is a famous Pandal program. In 1971, Prabhupada arranged. They arranged. So in that Pandal ceremony, Prabhupada installed 2 sets of deities. One is Radha Ras Bihari, another is Radha Gopinath. And then later on, when Prabhupada went to Sydney, Prabhupada put the deities on his lap and took them to Australia. Radha Gopinath, like that. And then Radha Ras Bihari, he installed them in Mumbai. Like that. So it's a simple thing, simple worship they are doing. And there is one devotee couple, Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Malti Mataji. Their daughter was Saraswati. She was very fond of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is very fond of Saraswati also. Prabhupada used to joke with her and all. So she used to sit near the dwar, doorway. And then she used to ask, Nepean Sea Road, all rich people, rich people. It's a posh area. All rich people used to come and take darshan. Then she used to ask those gentlemen and ladies, that, do you know who is Krishna? They used to say they don't know. I don't know. Then she used to, that girl, small girl, 3-4-year-old girl, she used to say, you don't know who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, Prabhupada will say, she is the best preacher in ISKCON. The best preacher in ISKCON. Like that. Prabhupada said, till what time? Such a short lecture? Prabhupada said, if you know these 3 sentences, right? If you know these 3 sentences, you know everything. Right? You say, first, number 1 sentence. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Boliye. Number 2. I am his eternal servant. Number 3. By chanting Hare Krishna, I can render service to him. If you know these 3 sentences, Prabhupada said, you know everything. Who can repeat? What's your name? Huh? Lokesh, can you repeat? What you should know? 3 sentences. जोर से बोलो, जोर से. हाँ, ऐसा बोलना चाहिए. बोलो. हाँ. Number 2. हाँ. से जोर से ऐसा बोलते हैं ना. One boyfriend was telling his girlfriend, I love you. Then she also said very silently, I love you too. अरे जोर से बोलो. Then जय माता दी. जोर से बोलो. जय माता. ऐसा जोर से बोलना चाहिए. हाँ? और ladies, anybody? What is your name? हाँ? वाह, initiated. बोलिए, क्या बोलना चाहिए? If you know these 3 sentences, huh? Huh? You know it. याद रखना और सबको बोलने का. Krishna is the Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, prayers by personified Vedas. In that chapter, beautiful chapter, read. Prabhupada writes, what is self-realization? Right? What is self-realization? So Prabhupada defined self-realization that if you know that Krishna is the only worshipable Lord in the entire universe, what? Then everybody should render service unto him. If you know these 2 sentences, you are a self-realized soul. What is self-realization? Huh? Krishna is only worshipable Lord. Right? Only. You should not worship anybody else. He is the only worshipable Lord, and everyone should render service to him. Then that is, yeah. Yasya sarve samaramba kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmani tamahuhu panditam buddha. This verse is from which chapter? Anybody knows? Huh? 4th chapter. Huh? Some 20th verse or something. Yasya sarve samaramba kama sankalpa varjitaha. Anybody renders service without kama and becoming free from all material desires. Kama sankalpa, varjita. Jnanagni dagdha karmani. In that fire of knowledge, jnana, all karmas will get burnt into ashes. Karmakanda, we are talking, no? Karmakanda. That's what all the learned people say. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes, what is Jnanagni? Anybody can say? You are translating. What is fire of knowledge? I will remember. What is that? Fire of knowledge, Prabhupada writes, this knowledge that I am an eternal servant of Krishna is fire of knowledge. Anybody who has this knowledge and accepts that I am his eternal servant, in that fire of knowledge, all karmas will, karmakanda gets burnt. Right? That is why we should actually, while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should constantly remember the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Who can tell? What is your name? Chetna ji, can you tell what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? You can tell? Yeah, right? Please engage me in your service. So while chanting, you should remember this meaning of the mantra. Right? You must have heard Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. What is that? Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in the same chapter, Krishna personified, prayers by personified Vedas, he recommends Shravanam means hearing the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then Mananam is remembering the meaning of the holy name of Krishna. What is the meaning? Oh, Radha and Krishna, please engage me in your service. I am your eternal servant. Please engage me in your service. That is Mananam. Nididhyasanam, he says one very beautiful thing, that while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should chant with a very deep desire, intense desire, that I want to have darshan of Radha and Krishna. This is called Nididhyasana. If you read Upanishads and Vedas, these three things are very discussed very deeply, especially Sri Vaishnavas, Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. But in our Sampradaya, very simple. Number one, chanting the holy name of Krishna. That is, hearing the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
For the joy of the Lord, வந்து வீட்டு உள்ளவர்.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Number two, remembering the meaning of the holy name. And number three, Nididhyasanam means with a desire to have darshan of Radha and Krishna. So this is how we should remember. This should be our spiritual activity, not ritual. With attention, we should chant Hare Krishna with a desire to engage in the service of Radha and Krishna, and with a desire to have darshan of Radha and Krishna. So that should be our mood. And then otherwise, when Krishna and Balaram, when they entered Mathura, they were walking, in this regard, one Sri Vaishnavacharya comments that in order to get Krishna, you don't have to go to Krishna. If he is satisfied with you, he will come asking for you. Right? He will come asking for you. There is one Malawala, garland maker. He is not belonging to any higher caste or anything. So he describes Radha and Krishna, Krishna and Balaram, they were walking. Krishna took a detour. His shop is not on the main road. Not on the main road. And then Krishna took a detour and went inside a gully. There he was standing, smiling. So that fellow, he was making garland every day, remembering Krishna's pastimes. So he was absorbed. Then Krishna wears very beautiful nupur. Then he heard the nupur sound of his lotus feet, and then immediately got alerted. Then he saw, Krishna and Balaram are standing. So every day he had a painting of Krishna and Balaram, and every day he has making garland with an intention that one day I will get a chance to garland personally and Krishna and Balaram. Like I just now told that we should have an intense desire to have darshan of Radha and Krishna. Like that. So he was astonished. His Ishtadeva standing in front of him. Then Krishna smiled at him. Sudama, his name also was Sudama. Sudama, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Acharyas, they say, the greatest enemy of a devotee, for greatest enemy of karmis is sense gratification. Greatest enemy for a devotee, you know what? Krishna's beauty. उसको देख के मूर्छित हो जाते हैं, इतना सुंदर है, मुंह से बात नहीं निकलता है, और आंखें बंद हो जाते हैं आंसू की वजह से. They just start crying. Then he started crying. He was fainting. said, मेरा इष्टदेव सामने खड़ा है. And then he's asking, how are you? Then, hey, Sudama, what service you can do to me? What can you give me? You know. Then said, no, I will make you garland. Then he made fatafat very beautiful garlands, and then he personally put garland around the neck of Krishna and Balaram, and he was completely absorbed in bliss. Then Krishna asked, my darshan should not go waste. So if you have any desire, ask me. Any desire you ask me. Remember, I am going to tell you, whenever you come in front of Gandharvika Giridhari, you ask these three benedictions. I will give you any benediction, you ask any benediction. Then Sudama told, I want 3 benedictions. Right? Number 1, my mind always should be absorbed in your lotus feet. Charanarvinda. Sakridmana Krishna Padarvinda. Always Savai Mana Krishna Padarvinda. Always my mind should be absorbed in thinking of your beautiful lotus feet. Right? In this regard, Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, same chapter, Personified Vedas, then, my dear Lord, I should, as as your eternal servant, I should remember you all the time, Nitya Smarana. But in this conditioned state, I cannot remember you 24 hours. So I am asking you benediction that, my dear Lord, at least for some time in a day, I should remember your lotus feet. Anyway, so he asked, number 1, what is that? My mind should always be absorbed in your lotus feet. Number 2, I should have friendship with your devotees. Number 2. Number 3, compassion for all living entities. What are the 3 benedictions he should ask? Number 1? Yeah. Number 2? Yeah. Number 3? Oh, Krishna is very satisfied. Oh, you will get them, but I will give you much more. Said, as long as you live, right? As long as you live, your senses will be very strong. You will have everlasting opulence. All your family members, everybody will remain healthy and strong. Enjoy this material world while in this body. After that, you will get Sarupya Mukti. You will attain me. So that 3 benedictions I am given you. But I am so satisfied with you, with your service of giving garlands every day, that I am, giving you extra. That you take this also. That, like that. So, when we come inside the temple, we should not ask, material desires. मेरा बेटी का शादी नहीं हो रहा है, my daughter is not getting married, please find one suitable match. Or my son is not getting a job, please award some job. Or sometimes, in Mumbai they have supari killers. Supari killing, पैसा दे के काम कराते हैं. ऐसा ही कुछ एक नारियल चढ़ा या कुछ गार्लन चढ़ा है, कृष्ण भगवान मेरा वो शत्रु है उसको मरवा देना. Right? Don't make supari Krishna into a supari killer. Kill your enemies. Right? Ask for these 3 benedictions. Once one girl, she previously they were not seeing each other, the boy and the girl. So she prayed to Lord Shiva. Prabhupada writes, she prayed to Lord Shiva, please, my dear Lord Shiva, please award me some nice good husband. So she offered some one nariyal and 101 rupees. Said, please, like that. So she got married. When during marriage time she saw, oh, to बेहोश हो गई. बोलते इतना काला कलोटा, एकदम काला, दांत बाहर, और ऑलरेडी बाल्डिंग, पेट ऐसा बाहर आया। ऐसे ये कैसा हस्बैंड दिया? फिर लॉर्ड शिवा के पास जाके कंप्लेन किया, भगवान शंकर आप ऐसा कैसा हस्बैंड दिया? मैंने बोला आपको गुड हस्बैंड। फिर शंकर जी ने जवाब दिया, तुम्हारा एक नारियल और 100 रुपये, 1 रुपये के लिए ऐसा ही हस्बैंड मिलता है। You know? Don't go and ask, all these things, right? Ask only, बोलो क्या क्या मांगेंगे आप? Yeah. Compassion for all living entities. Yeah. Friendship with devotees, number 2. Okay? Okay, I'll stop here. Anybody has any questions, they can ask. Mike is there? Anybody has any questions?
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳೇನಾದರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಈಗ ಮಹಾಲಯ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಂತ. ಆ ಥರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳೇನಾದರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಮಹಾಲಯ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ is approaching. You can always ask. You'll have a lot of doubts. Should I do this? Should I do that? All that. So you have the opportunity to seek clarification from Hare Krishna.
She has a question.
Thank you for the wonderful class. I have a question for you. In my family, I am only into Krishna consciousness. When I go home and all, so they are following some rituals and all. So you said rituals means we do daily activities. Spiritual means we do for the satisfaction of Krishna. So when we go home, so we have to follow the rituals only. So there is no transfer to do with other we don't have freedom not to do. So in that case, what we have to do?
See, if you are strict, if your goal is fixed, that I want Krishna, then you have to follow all these spiritual activities. When I went home, after I became a devotee, so-called, means when I started practicing, I went home. They were Brahmins, my father, my mother and all, but they eat onion garlic. So by the time I started preparing my own food, and I used to stay outside, but I used to prepare my own food and offer to Krishna and all that stuff. So when I went home, my mother started insisting that I should eat whatever they could cook. But I said no. Then I was eating only. I told them, they are all very pious people. If you cook without onion garlic, I will eat. Otherwise, I will not eat. I was very firm. Then my mother, then I started eating only curd rice. My mother is very fond of me. She was very loving. Then she could not tolerate that my favorite son was eating only curd rice. Then after 2-3 days, they came around and told, okay, I will cook everything without onion garlic. If you are firm, they will change. But if you are also loose, then chalta hai, then they will. So when you go to relatives' house and all that, they will respect if you follow principles. Oh, so what's your name?
Sindhu Kanya Prema Devidas. Sindhu Kanya Prema Devidas. Sindhu Kanya Prema.
Siddha Karuna.
Sindhu Kanya Prema.
Sindhu Kanya
Prema Devidas.
Sindhu Kanya Prema आई है. Because if I have to feed her, I have to cook without onion garlic. But if you are loose, चलता है. कभी-कभी खा लेता हूँ. Then, so if you are very strict with your principles, they will change. It depends. It happened with me and it happens with so many other people. Right. In the same way, if you are very firm, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, when you go to demigod temples, don't take their prasad. Once there is one TV actress, Indrani Haldar karke. Member बनने के लिए आई थी. She came to become a life member. So she came to my office. She came from Shirdi Sai Baba. So she was offering Shirdi Sai Baba prasad. I said, I will not take. She was very upset. But let them be upset. We will not take, demigod prasad. So we have to be firm in our principles. Then they will understand, okay, this fellow doesn't take demigod prasad, I will not offer. Like that. Satisfying?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದೆಯಾ?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving such a wonderful class. So, regarding this Mahalaya Amavasya, we have many doubts among the devotees, and we are also not able to answer them. So whether should we do these rituals of the Pitra Pindadan or those things? Sometimes, even in the temple, we arrange for them because many devotees, rather than going somewhere outside, we arrange in the Goshala something they can do in that way. So, how far is it in a right way, and what should we do as devotees, practicing devotees? So, many questions regarding this.
Devotees, practicing devotees, they should not do any of these things. For this answer, please read 7th canto, 15th chapter. Narada Muni's instructions for civilized human beings. Right? All the grasthas, at least first 30 verses, you should memorize those verses, or at least translations. So, very elaborately, Narada Muni, then he concludes by saying, he told many things, Shraddha, how to be done. While doing Shraddha ceremony, you should invite only one person, or at the most 2 persons or 3 persons. Don't make elaborate celebration and invite so many people. There will be problems will arise. You cannot offer respect to everybody, all that stuff. Then don't offer flesh during Shraddha ceremony. He is very specific. And then Tasmat Daivopapannena Muni Annenapi Dharmavit Santusto Ahaha Aniha Kuryat Nitya Naimittika Kriyaha. Then he concludes that Tasmat Daivopapannena. Therefore, you should understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then all the rituals you must perform while trying to satisfy Krishna. Right? So, devotees, they can avoid doing all these Shraddha ceremonies and all. At the most, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said that sponsor prasad and feed the, offer to Radha Gandharvika Giridhari and offer to all the devotees. That is the best way of doing Shraddha ceremony for Pitrus. Otherwise, if you surrender to Krishna, what is that verse? Devarshi Pitru Bhutana. That verse, according to that, if you take shelter of Mukunda, then you don't have to do all these ceremonies. You are free from all these ceremonies. Like that. If somebody has that faith, then there is no need to, for devotees especially, there is no need to perform all these rituals. At the most, on the day, you sponsor prasad and then offer to Gandharvika Giridhari and distribute to everybody and pray to, that that soul is purified.
Okay. But some devotees say that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Gaya for his father's rituals and he did this. So, and many take as this as escaping from the responsibility of doing. So,
See, Vedas are vast ocean of knowledge. You know, if you start, Prabhupada, you know, many times, even though Prabhupada quoted many times Manu Samhita, Prabhupada told his disciples, don't read Manu Samhita. If you read Manu Samhita, you will become an atheist. An atheist. Don't read, you know, because so many, even for cutting nails, there are some rules. Manava means, Manu Samhita means meant for Manava. You know, for cutting nails, there is a principle. For cutting hair, you know, you should not cut your hair on Sunday. Everybody goes for Sunday, no? On Sunday. On a regular basis, if you do this, you will become blind in your next life. On Sunday, sun ka, Surya Bhagwan ka din hai, you should not do any sense enjoyment on Sunday. Cutting nails, cutting hair, going for picnics, you know, weekends, Goa. All these things are there. You know, you will become blind. So on Friday only you should cut hair. Only on Fridays. All these things are there. So we cannot follow. We should follow the present Acharya, Vartaman Acharya. You know, this Mahaprabhu himself wrote, says in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila, when he went to Sonadiya Brahman, we should follow in the foot, because Sonadiya Brahman, they are not a high class Brahman. He told Balabhadra Bhattacharya, you cook for the Lord. Then he mentioned that Madhavendra Puri ate in my house. Then Mahaprabhu said, if Madhavendra Puri, great Acharya, ate in your house, I will also eat in your house, because Mahajanayena Gatas Supanta. You know? So local present Acharya, you know, we should follow. So Prabhupada is our present Acharya. He told, don't do all these things. Our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, when his mother died, Prabhupada told him, don't go. There is no need. He didn't go. Such a big thing, na? Mother mar gayi, or he was in America, you know. He said, don't go. Maharaj didn't go. You know, so this Gaya Gaya and all, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there is a mention that, you know, before doing anything, you should worship Ganesh. One disciple went and asked Prabhupada, can I worship Ganesh before doing anything? If you bring $100,000, you can worship. $100,000 is a big amount, you know. So Prabhupada mana kiya tha. Even though it is written in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We should follow, you know, what is required for us by reading, by instructions of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada did not do all these things. He did not tell any of his disciples, go to Gaya and, you know, Pindadan karo. You can read that verse, you know, the best process of following all rituals is keep the deity of Radha and Krishna and worship them and offer everything to them. That is the best way. So instead of going to Gaya or whatever, you know, worship the Radha Krishna deities and then offer them food and then call some devotee brahmanas and then feed them. Best. You know, if in Garuda Purana it is written that if a highest class of brahmana is fed on Shraddha day, the Pitrus get most satisfaction. Then Prabhupada says, if you call a Vaishnava Brahmana or a Vaishnava and then feed him, and you get the highest benefit. Then you know the story of Advaita Acharya, you know, feeding Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Muslim family. That is the way of, you know, thing.
thank you, Prabhuji.
ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದೆಯಾ? ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಹಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಎನಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್? ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ Prabhuji for his ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಭುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದು ಬಾರಿ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಆಹ್ವಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಭು ಟು visit us very often and give this transcendental knowledge to all of us. It was a very enlightening and very transcendental journey. So let's all chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.